Who doesn't love an underdog story? But can all of us kind of tap into our own personal underdog? Great to have author and speaker Colby Sharma. Sharma joins us with his new novel. It's called The Underdog. This after your best-selling author of The Curveball was your first one that came out in 2021. Here's the new baby, child number 2, I guess, as they say when it comes to novels. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so very much, Tim.
Happy to have you on.
Great to be here. Thank you.
On the couch this morning, because I know you're stationed in England.
I am
in London, so I know you're here for a short period of time. So it's great to have this chat. Self-doubt is something that a lot of us have.
Yes.
Is having self-doubt a good thing?
It's a great thing. I think it's a great thing because it gives you that momentum that no one thought you can, so you do. It gives you that springboard to go forward, much like when we talk about resiliency. I love how the root word is resalire. Much like a bow and an arrow, you're pulling it back to go forward. So when we talk about self-doubt, there's internal self-doubt, there's external self-doubt, but the biggest thing is the internal self-doubt, because we are not so comfortable, especially when things are going great, to tap into that, that little part of ourselves that's maybe quaking with fear, or maybe there's something that's unexpressed. I think a lot of I think in some of the work that I'm sharing right now, repressed pain is potential unexpressed. It's about how you channel that to go forward, how you move through those maybe uncomfortable moments.
And that works into The Underdog, and that's the name of the book. And I think when I think underdog, because I'm a sports guy, I think like sports analogies, like the underdog coming through, like the Rudies of the world. But it's not always about that bigger concept, that rags to riches story.
Totally. I think we all can be underdogs when we're shaped by those adverse circumstances, that moments that challenge us. In the book, I share that it's not so much about an underdog from what society views as an underdog, but you can be an underdog. Someone's underdog moment could be, God forbid, we're coming through a mental health crisis right now, in the Western world. It could be getting sober. It could be coming through a business loss, career transition, bouncing back from divorce. So it's really, to crystallize it in its essence, it's any adverse circumstances that motivates you to go forward and to conquer self-doubt and to really thrive at this time.
Having an ego. Is having an ego a good thing?
I think it's one of the things we do need to keep in balance. There's always that tension, as we learned from Freud, between the heroic self and the egoic self. I think when we look at the egoic in the negative formation of ego, it's a form of self-criticism. And I share also in The Underdog, there's a concept called the inner saboteur. The ego lives within the inner saboteur because it's telling you you're not good. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? So it wants you to build a sense of perfectionism. But what I advocate for is it's shedding out of perfection and embracing inner reflection.
In confidence. Like ego and confidence, like it's kind of the same thing, but it's a different word. I don't know, I find that I'm pretty confident, but then I also have that self-doubt within me too.
I think we can have that duality. That is the human race. That is the human journey writ large. We can have those dualities. When times are going good, we might put on more of a braver face, but we must be cognizant not to go back into being egoic. You can be confident. You can be brave. You can put on a face for the world. What I love about from the Eastern philosophies is the Japanese proverb of the 3 selves. The first face we show to friends and family, to the outside world. Second face we only keep to ourselves. Third face we don't show anyone because we're afraid of what might come out.
Yeah, fascinating chat. Wish we had some more time, but you can get all of this in Colby's new book called The Underdog. Follows up the best-selling book, The Curveball. We can get this book wherever books are sold.
You can get this on Amazon. You can find The Curveball for the Indian readers across good bookstores in India.
Awesome. Safe trip home. Great having you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.